imagine what kind of duty our generation has to undo the messes and the mistakes of our forefathers when they had hope in people. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades gathered here today and those watching us from far, dear friends of Uganda, ladies and gentlemen, I salute you and I welcome you to this convention. I want in a special way to thank the US chapter under the able leadership of Dr. Kauma and the entire organizing committee for putting this event together. I also want to thank those that have generously contributed and funded this event. You see, the regime in Uganda loves to push a narrative that we're being sponsored by foreigners, we're being sponsored by whites, we're being sponsored by Wazungu. I want to say it again today for clarity, that this convention and indeed all our activities in the diaspora and many times at home are funded by our comrades, our brothers and sisters, fellow Ugandans in the diaspora. No wonder the 7 fears you very, very much. Now friends, every time I see Ugandans in the diaspora coming together for whatever reason, I am greatly encouraged. I'm encouraged because I know that for many years we are coming together under the auspices of the UNA fraternity. The UNA initiative used to be a very productive and uniting platform for Ugandans until it was captured by the Museveni regime. Today, the regime in Uganda funds UNA to the tune of $100,000 US. And as a result, yes, every year. And as a result, UNA was compromised into becoming a regime agent and was diverted from its noble mission and objective. How unfortunate. The first time I saw the diaspora coming out massively was when I was arrested and detained by the military in Arua in 2018. When I came out of detention, I saw pictures and videos of Ugandans on the streets of Chicago and Boston, on the streets of DC and Minnesota, in Toronto and New York, in Accra and Nairobi, all over Europe and many other parts of the world. They were all united with one calling and one demand: free Bobi wine. And indeed, I was free. Friends in the diaspora, here with us today and those watching us, I want you to know that I owe my life to you. I'm alive today and able to fight on still because you put your feet down and you saved my life. But most importantly, the lesson that I got from all this was that the same passion and the same energy that was used to free me can actually be used to free our entire country. And that is why we don't stop counting on you. We don't stop looking at you as a great resource in this our struggle against the Museveni regime of blood. I want to thank all of you in the diaspora community for realizing this just as well as I did. And indeed, for the last 4 to 5 years, you have done wonderful, wonderful work for the struggle, both here and back at home. You have protested, you've knocked on doors, you've exposed Museveni's atrocities to the world. You have, most importantly, remained solid, even in the face of intimidation. They intimidate you so much, threatening you that they will arrest you when you come back home. But you have remained solid. We salute you for that, ladies and gentlemen. This, I must remind you, that is one of the things that keep us going. The courage we get from you. While we say we can inspire you, I want you to know, guys, you inspire us a great deal. Now, the progress that we have made so far is clear indication that if we continue doing what we're doing, In fact, if we double or even triple our efforts, be sure this guy is going down and going down sooner than we even thought. So, for avoidance of any doubt, ladies and gentlemen, the main purpose of this, our convention in particular, and indeed the purpose of our struggle, is to weaken, isolate, and finally destroy the Museveni dictatorship. That is our mission, no other mission. But I must also remind you that removing the dictator is not an end in itself. No, that will only be the beginning of our work. Our duty is remove the dictator, and after that we must go ahead and build a country that all of us will be proud to return back to, a Uganda that we can call home. We want to build a country with servant leaders, not boss leaders. A country where leaders are servants of the people and the people are the masters of the will. A country where power is in the hands of the people, not in the hands of those that have guns. It is possible. It has been done in many other parts of Africa. It can be done in Uganda, and it will be done in Uganda. We intend to have a country that provides equal opportunities to all citizens regardless of their tribe, of their religion. We want a country where all of us are going to be equal before and under the law. We want a country, ladies and gentlemen, which will have a reliable and quality healthcare and education system. It is possible. We want a country, ladies and gentlemen, that will provide employment opportunities for our population, so that thousands upon thousands of our young people don't have to travel to the Middle East and suffer humiliation and dehumanization. We can create employment opportunities, and we will. We want a country where creativity and innovation pays, where creatives like myself have a future. We want a country that makes sense. We want a country that lives in real time. We want a country that belongs to the 21st century, not the previous century where Museveni has made us stuck. Ladies and gentlemen, we want a new Uganda. Because right now, even if Uganda is a member of the international community, Museveni has used that relationship not to improve the lives of the people of Uganda, no, but to entrench himself in power. He is turning Uganda into North Korea day by day. He has turned Uganda's leadership into family rule. So we are here to ask the United States government to start building a relationship with the people of Uganda, not with the family of Museveni. We are asking that because that is what America has done for so many years. America has to stop it. Now, this explains the theme of our conference today. And indeed, this is going to be our continuous call to the United States government. We want them to change their policy and attitude towards the illegitimate and criminal regime in Uganda. So ladies and gentlemen, while you clap your hands, while we interact, while we have our drinks later, and while we cruise on the boats, it is important that we keep reminding ourselves and each other about our mission, about why we come together. We're not here for fun. Of course, we want to have fun along the way. We're not going to be mourning because we're in the struggle. No, we're going to be celebrating along the way. But we must always remember why we came together. We must always remember why we are in this struggle. Let us think about the state of affairs back home. Let us think about our brothers and sisters that continue to be under illegal detention simply because of their political choice, which is not a crime. Let us keep them on our mind. Let us think about those who were abducted on gunpoint and they are still missing. The likes of Chibanama John Bosco, Damulira John, Kanata Muhammad, Moses Kawenja, Narumoso Vincent, Hassan Mobiru, and many, many others. We don't know where they are. We don't know even whether they are still alive or dead. But we know who took them away. And we know that one day He will answer for that. Let us remember those who were murdered in cold blood. Comrades like Rita Nabukenya, comrades like Frank Senteza, Kawuma Yasin, Vincent Serungaya, Musa Waliendo, Hakim Sekamia, and many, many, many others. These ones paid the ultimate price while they were fighting for a better country. I want us to remember the hundreds who were massacred on the 19th and 18th of November 2020. We must always carry their mission forward. They paid the price, and we can only honor them and pay them back by carrying the mission forward and accomplishing it. I also want to remember the leaders and comrades who have left us in the recent past. This year alone, we have lost Councillor Anthony Wameni, who was the head of our legal team. And you all remember, he's the one who was standing in the courts of law, including military courts, defending the political prisoners, our comrades that were put in prison. It's unfortunate that we lost him this year. We lost the head of our elderly wing, Muzei Diarugawa William, popularly known as Jajanop. We lost Comrade Tony Simon Akecha, who was the head of our policy team. And we also lost our comrade called Alex Aringa, who was in our UK chapter. I want to request all of us to stand and observe a moment of silence for these, our comrades. May their souls rest in eternal peace. And may their sacrifice never go in vain. And may their mission be accomplished through us. Thank you very much. Friends, you in America, I want in a special way to thank you for receiving, accommodating, and taking care of our comrades, the Honorable Wameni and Jajanop when they were here for treatment, and also for helping in the repatriation of their bodies back home when they passed away. Thank you very much. God bless you. Now, I want us to be reminded that all is not well home, not only in Uganda, but on the entire continent of Africa. It is not well, friends. Because as we speak now, democracy in Africa is under serious attack. In the last few months alone, we have seen more than 6 coups in Western Africa and in the Sahel region. Coups in countries like Mali, in Chad, in Guinea, in Burkina Faso, in Niger, and even in our neighbor, Sudan. I mean, it's like we've gone back to the 70s and 80s. It is sad, isn't it? There has never been a time in Africa when dictators, military dictators and despots, there's never been a time when they are so emboldened, a time when they are so united to do wrong. This time is a turning point, and we must think very, very hard. We have even seen known intellectuals confidently and eloquently, explaining that that democracy is not an African thing. The intellectuals that we respected while growing up, we've seen them support autocracy. We have seen tyrants and their propagandists pulling out the Pan-African card to justify grabbing power from the people and resting it in the hands of Gandhi. You have seen that. We have seen them parade themselves before international authoritarians to get guns so they can subjugate their people. You have seen them. We have seen young despots taking lessons from aging tyrants like Paul Biya of Cameroon and Yoweri Museveni of Uganda. You have seen them. We have also seen the hypocrisy and the double standards of African leaders and bloc organizations like the African Union and ECOWAS, who have condoned military coups in one country while condemning the same in another country. We have seen them. We have seen them do that, of course, on the strings of their neo-colonial masters, according to the interests that their masters have. We have even seen the East African community and the African Union turning a blind eye on long-serving dictators while they carry out institutional coups and rigging elections with impunity and massacring their own people, only to be congratulated by these so-called African leaders that are now condemning coups. Shame on them. So I want to call out on this platform the hypocrisy of General Museveni, who receives, among others, close to $1 billion from the United States government every year. But again, when he's called out about democracy and human rights, he turns to Russia and China, because for them, they don't have democracy conditions and human rights conditions. Shame on you, Museveni.
Shame.
But at the same time, while we call out Museveni, we cannot forget to call out the United States government and other Western governments which have continued to sponsor Museveni's terrorist regime in Uganda. I say it without fear of contradiction that America gives Museveni to the tune of $1 billion. This is the money that is using to terrorize people. Since I'm in America, I will not say shame, but I know the words are saying that. Yes, because even by their own admission, he was not legitimately elected. Even by their own admission, then the question is, why are they sponsoring him? Why are they dealing with him as if they are dealing with a legitimate president? Don't they see me? Thank you. So I want to carry the voices of 45 million Ugandans and other Africans to the American government. And I want to tell the American government that we, the African people, we are asking America to support the African people and not, to support the people of Africa and not the Ghanaian of Africa. We are members of the international community. And we are united by values of democracy, respect for the rule of law and human rights. America is the biggest democracy in the world. What does that make America look like when the president of the US is posing shoulder to shoulder with Africa's nastiest tyrant, Yoweri Museveni? What does that mean? I hope that message has reached.
It definitely is very important.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm very glad to inform you that the bubble which General Museveni had built in the international community over the years at the cost of Uganda's taxpayers' money has been busted. Yes, it has been busted, and it has been busted with your help. He has for so long painted a democratic image of Uganda while massacring our people, but not anymore when you are here. Not anymore with the voices that you're raising. That bubble has been busted. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, because you have done it. I'm also glad to inform you, and especially in front of our lawyer, Bruce Afran, that we have taken General Museveni, his brutal son, and their enablers to the International Criminal Court. And indeed, we hope, yes, it is our hope and prayer that the ICC will do what is necessary, fulfill its obligation, and cause them to answer for the pain that they've caused to Uganda and Ugandans, and even areas around Uganda, the Great Lakes region, for the last 37 years. We hope the ICC does the right thing. But again, even with all these efforts, ladies and gentlemen, and achievements, we must be reminded that the buck stops on us. Yeah. We, the people of Uganda. It is our country, and therefore we must do the donkey work. The Baganda say, "Nanyi mufu yakwata wawo." The loved one of the dead person is the one that mourns most and carries the most undesirable duties while burying that loved one. It is our country. Nobody else is going to, do it for us. No one is coming to save us. Somebody has said it and I want to reiterate it. Nobody is going to come and save us from Museveni. No. And we are not asking them to come and save us. We are only asking them to stop aiding and sponsoring our sponsors. Yes, they should stop sponsoring terrorism in Uganda, state terrorism. When they stop that, the rest by the Kwasebana Uganda. So, ladies and gentlemen, we must take charge. We must take the charge in our own hands. We must, handle our own destiny. We must each do not only what we can, but we must do all that we can. Let us work together. Let each one of us push and pull from their end. Some of you are already doing great work in amplifying the voices of Ugandans. We were doing great work demonstrating and protesting in America here and all places where you can protest all over the world. As a person who interacts with people from the Washington administration, I can assure you that they hear your voices. Don't stop. Please don't stop. They can hear you more than them. For those that are constantly knocking on the doors, those that are lobbying for change in policy regarding Uganda, and those that are calling for sanctions, please don't stop. You have seen that some of Museveni's lieutenants are being sanctioned, but yes, they're being sanctioned, the likes of Kayura and others, Abekandios, they're being sanctioned and their properties are being confiscated. But our target is the devil and the son of the devil. That is where our main target is. These others, they are Mvandirwa, they are additives. For those of you that are silently funding us, we appreciate, and please underline the word silently. For those of you who always silently call us with encouragement, words of encouragement and words of guidance, we appreciate. For those of you who receive our brothers and sisters that run away from Uganda for safety and you host them, you are heroes. God willing, it is only at the time of our victory that we shall be able to mention your individual names, because right now it is unsafe. But be sure that each contribution, no matter how small that you're doing, is playing a big part. Thank you very much. Please don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Keep going, because we know, and you should also know, that it is those contributions that are adding up together, and you are going to be the reason for the fall of the dictator called Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Finally, I know that you've been seeing the controversies in Uganda's opposition. Many of the senior opposition leaders that we used to look up to, that we used to admire, have been reportedly having silent deals with the regime. You have seen them. Yeah. You saw how Robert Mao sold DP to Museveni, and now you see what's going on in FDC. You remember that in 2016, Museveni bragged and he said by 2021 there will not be any opposition in Uganda.
He did it again.
Now I realize that probably by then he had already closed a deal with the opposition that he knew. He did not know that God is going to bring this back home. So by the grace of God, an uncompromising generation was risen, and here we are. Museveni tatumanya kende tumumanyi taina cha kugamba. So today, I have bad news for General Museveni. Mzee, if you thought you bought the opposition, you were conned. Bakubuza mpeo.
Yes!
But also, we know that there are comrades who are in opposition during the day, and at night they are hobnobbing with the regime. Yes, but comrades, I've always told you to put your trust not in any individual, not even in any particular political party, but in the truth. Put your trust in the truth, and the truth will set you and your nation free. There are even some that are within us who are doing everything possible to slow us down and to divert us. Yes, there are many who come up pretending to fight against Museveni, but when in real sense their target is not Museveni, but to fight those that are fighting against Museveni. But it's always a matter of time before they are exposed. It's always a matter of time before they are naked and you see what they really are. I mean, some of them are actually even in the diaspora. In the diaspora and among you, they are heavily funded to undermine our efforts to weaken the dictator. Yes. They pretend to fight against Museveni, but they hate those who fight against Museveni more than they hate Museveni. Some of them actually even pretend to love Bobi wine, but they want to fight everybody that I work with. We know that their target is not those around me. We know their target is me. But they need to weaken my support system before they finally come for me. Watch them. Look them in the eye. And tell them we see you. We know you. Yes, sir. And we will not be fooled. You will see them by their actions. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to call for unity. It is only foolish prisoners that are going to fight in a prison cell. It is only foolish slaves that are going to fight amongst each other on a plantation. I want to call for unity among tribes, among religions, among communities. We are all prisoners and we need to break free. Museveni has ruled us for 37 years by dividing us, by beating us against each other. We need to be able to see through this, ladies and gentlemen. We need to be able to think about this. So after this conference, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to have a renewed commitment to agitation and to action and to working together and to putting differences aside and to looking at a Uganda that will make all of us proud. I will be returning to Uganda very soon, and I will be immediately setting off to continue working on the ground as we also push from this side. We shall be moving all over the country, even if the regime thinks us moving freely in our country is a crime. But we shall anyway move around the country. We shall be going to Renzori and Toro. We shall be going to Chikezi. We shall be going from Uganda to Ankole, from Lano to Acholi, from West Nile to Karamoja, from Bugisu to Teso, from Musonga to Bukiri, all over the country. Tuja. We shall be recharging and re-energizing our people. We shall be reminding them that it's not over until it's over. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you once again for sparing your time and coming to join us. Let freedom reign. Let liberty lead. Let us see Museveni fall and fall soon. Let us enjoy a new Uganda in our lifetime. Let us also be proud. Let us also one day have this convention in Uganda and celebrate. I want to remind you one day and I will say, I told you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you. God bless Uganda. God bless Africa.